Good evening. We begin tonight here with the breaking news. President Trump in the Situation Room late today with his national security team for a second day in a row now, meeting on Iran. And tonight, a source now telling ABC News the president is getting comfortable with the idea of the U.S. striking Iran's key nuclear facility called Fordo, 300 feet deep under a mountain. The president has not given the final okay. And of course, it comes as the world watches and wonders, will the U.S. strike Iran? Now, in the Oval Office today, the president saying he is not looking to fight, but that, quote, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, saying if it's a choice between fighting and them having a nuclear weapon, you have to do what you have to do. Now, if the president gives the order for the U.S. striking Iran's key nuclear facility deep in that mountain, Fordo, what would this entail? Martha Raddatz standing by with what she's learned tonight, and ABC's chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce leading us off. She's at the White House.
Tonight, President Trump gathering his national security team in the Situation Room for the second day in a row. A source familiar with the intelligence tells our Martha Raddatz they think Trump is getting comfortable with the idea of the U.S. striking Iran's key nuclear facility called Fordo, buried 300 feet deep under a mountain. Separately, sources tell ABC News that the president told top advisors he approved of attack plans for Iran, but has not yet decided whether to put them into effect.
I may do it, I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do. I can tell you this, that Iran's got a lot of trouble.
It comes as Israel intensifies its attacks on Iran, a massive plume of smoke billowing near Tehran. The IDF saying it struck at least 60 targets today, including nuclear facilities, missile manufacturing sites, and military bases. Trump has demanded Iran's unconditional surrender, but tonight the country's supreme leader defiant. Surrender to what? The Ayatollah said. The Iranian nation cannot be surrendered. We will not accept any kind of submission. And then this warning to the United States. The damage America will suffer if it makes a military intervention in this field will undoubtedly be irreparable.
The Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
Tonight, the president's own party torn on what to do. A division on full display in this clash between Texas Senator Ted Cruz, who supports a strike, and Tucker Carlson, who doesn't want America to get involved.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
The president today asked for his message to Americans worried about the U.S. getting involved in another conflict in the Middle East after what they witnessed in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Well, I don't want to get involved either, but I've been saying for 20 years, maybe longer, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I've been saying it for a long time. And I think they were a few weeks away from having one. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. Too much devastation. And they'd use it. You know, I believe they'd use it. Others won't use it, but I believe they'd use it.
The big decision facing Trump tonight, whether to drop a 30,000-pound bomb, the largest in America's arsenal, on that Iranian nuclear facility, buried 300 feet under that mountain. The president, who in his last term ended the nuclear deal with Iran that allowed in nuclear inspectors, has been urging Iran to negotiate an end to its nuclear program. Tonight, he says he still hasn't made up his mind on whether the U.S. military should enter the conflict.
I have ideas as to what to do, but I haven't made a final. I like to make the final decision 1 second before it's due, you know, because things change. I mean, especially with war.
Now, the president is still holding out hope for negotiations to end Iran's nuclear program. But again, we've learned that the president has approved of attack plans that have been presented to him. The bottom line tonight, David, President Trump has not made any final decision on whether the U.S. will strike Iran. David?
Yes, appearing to approve the plan, but not giving the order. A big distinction here. Mary Bruce leading us off. Mary, thank you.